Welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast, where we dive deep into the real issues surrounding hair loss, hair restoration, and everything in between. I'm your host, Tammy Peterson, and today we're tackling a hot topic in the world of hair transplants: Istanbul, Turkey. It's no secret that Istanbul has become the global capital for hair transplants, attracting patients from all over the world looking for affordable solutions to hair loss. But is this medical tourism rush really the best choice for everyone? Let's talk about the pros, the cons, and why saving a few bucks on the front end might end up costing you a lot more down the line. The allure of Istanbul. Istanbul, Turkey, is a beautiful, vibrant city that has quickly positioned itself as the go-to destination for hair transplants. Why? The main draw is the cost. For a fraction of what you'd pay in the US or Europe, patients can undergo a procedure in Turkey that promises to restore their hair and their confidence. But as with any major decision, especially one that involves your appearance and health, the question we need to ask is, what's the real cost? We've spoken to countless consumers over the years, people just like you, who, in their pursuit of the holy grail of hair transplant results, took the leap abroad. For many, the results didn't live up to the glossy marketing promises. Some ended up undergoing not 1 or 2 surgeries, but in some cases 4 to 6 procedures, and still didn't achieve the look they were hoping for. Let that sink in. After spending tens of thousands of dollars and traveling halfway across the world, some people are still searching for the results they were promised. The pros of medical tourism in Istanbul. Let's not ignore the positives. The reason so many people flock to Istanbul is obvious: the price. A typical hair transplant in Istanbul can cost as little as a third of what it does in the US. And the sheer number of clinics offering these services means there's a lot of choice, with some reputable surgeons providing excellent care. For some patients, the combination of affordability and expertise has worked out well. Istanbul has become a global hub for hair restoration, with clinics operating on thousands of patients per year, often with high efficiency. There's also the experience. The idea of combining a hair transplant with a trip to an exotic location appeals to many, turning what could be a stressful procedure into a kind of vacation. But here's the flip side. Many patients who go abroad to save money often find that the cost-cutting comes at a price: quality. We've spoken to people who faced complications upon returning home. Think about it. Once you're back in your home country, if something goes wrong, you're left to deal with it yourself. And in many cases, finding a local surgeon to correct a botched transplant is more expensive and more challenging than the initial procedure itself. Not only that, but you might end up needing additional surgeries to fix issues like poor density, unnatural hairlines, or scarring. What started as a bargain can quickly snowball into a far more costly ordeal. And if a clinic abroad doesn't properly evaluate whether you're a good candidate for a transplant, because let's be honest, some will sell you a procedure regardless, you could be setting yourself up for disappointment from the get-go. The importance of being a good hair transplant candidate. This is where we need to talk about something really important. Not everyone is a good candidate for a hair transplant. Some clinics, particularly those outside the US, might gloss over this fact. The truth is, if you're not a good candidate, due to factors like the type of hair loss you're experiencing, the quality of your donor area, or your overall health, a transplant may not give you the results you expect. And unfortunately, some clinics overseas will still perform the surgery just to make a profit, regardless of whether it's truly in your best interest. Here's something that's often overlooked. Having a reputable, ethical surgeon evaluate your case is key. In the US, doctors are seeing a significant drop-off in scheduled surgeries, partly because patients are traveling abroad, but also because they're being more cautious in tough economic times. The reality is, a good surgeon will tell you when you're not a candidate for a hair transplant. They won't just sell you a procedure you don't need, or one that won't work for you. Now let's explore the long-term thinking. When it comes to hair transplants, the long-term results matter. We've spoken to numerous patients who have traveled to Turkey or elsewhere looking for that magical fix, only to be disappointed years later when they need touch-ups or more surgeries. Hair restoration isn't just about filling in the gaps today. It's about planning for your future hair loss. A reputable surgeon will work with you to develop a long-term plan, one that ensures you're happy with the results 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. At the end of the day, we get it. Hair loss can be emotional and deeply personal. The desire to fix it quickly and cheaply is understandable. But our advice, based on years of experience and conversations with countless consumers, is this: do your homework. Saving money on the front end by going abroad may feel like a smart move, but it could cost you more than just dollars in the long run. Look for a reputable, experienced hair transplant surgeon who prioritizes your well-being, even if that means telling you that a transplant isn't right for you. Remember, it's not just about restoring hair. It's about restoring confidence and doing it the right way. Thanks for tuning in to the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Stay informed, stay empowered, and as always, take care of your hair the right way. Until next time, have a great day.